Hello, everyone. Welcome, Moody and Jason too. Welcome, everyone.
Hello, everyone. Nice to meet you all.
Hi, Moody.
Thank you, Christine.
Let's give a few more minutes for everyone to join and then we can get started. All right. Well, we're also recording the session. Hello, Boston Mike. So people who couldn't make it in time, they can always watch it back. I know we have a full agenda, so I'd like to start. So hello, everyone. Welcome to the Mina Ecosystem Update session. My name is Christine Yip, and I lead the community efforts at Mina Foundation. So a lot of stuff have happened again in the ecosystem. A lot of people have been building things, starting new projects. And the goal of this session is to help everyone keep track of what's happening in the ecosystem. So we have 5 speakers today who will share what they've built and also how everyone can get involved and also make an impact on Mina's ecosystem. Um, if you have any questions, please ask them in the Q&A chat in Zoom. And I'll make sure to be a good timekeeper this time so we have some time left for questions. All right, since we have a full agenda, let's get started. The first one up is, oh, I see Jason is here. Then we'll start with Jason. I'm going to share my screen, present. Does everyone see my screen? Cool. All right, then we'll first go to Jason from Owen Labs, who will share an update about the core protocol and Snap's development.
Apologies for the construction in the background. We are working on some GraphQL API speed improvements. Some community members have noticed some slow API queries. We've identified it's partially caused by OCaml's single-threaded process, and we're testing some potential solutions until a Rust solution is available for the long term. We're also looking at certain network performance improvements regarding the P2P layer. This should be really pretty great. Instead of fetching blocks that have already been received, when that header has already been seen by the node, it won't fetch that full block again. So this will greatly reduce bandwidth usage and should really help stability issues also. This will be a really important thing for us. And lots of progress on snaps. We're making a lot of progress with Snarky.js, which will be used to write snaps. We're designing a protocol tentatively called Mina Web3.js. We'll work on the name, but to communicate between snaps in the browser and with web wallets, so like Chrome extensions, and also identifying updates that will be needed by Mina wallets that other community members have built. So we're working on that very quickly. And if for any wallet authors, be on the lookout, and we'll probably be in touch on that soon. Thank you.
Cool. Thank you, Jason. Really excited about everything. Next up is Lerna from Chainsafe.
Thanks, Christine. Hi, everyone. I don't have a technical background, so if I have a little trouble answering any questions, I'm happy to have you guys email me, or feel free to send it on the Discord channel, or I can repost them and have somebody respond. All right, I'll get started with our updates. So first is the last bit of serialization. So this is actually the first thing we start to work on when we first started the project. So we have 2 pieces left. The first one is the layout parser. So it's basically the Rust library to read and traverse the type layout files that can be generated by the OCaml types. The second piece is the loosely typed deserialization. So before, we have actually replicated every type that makes up a Mina block. We are developing a loosely typed bin-prod deserializer. Basically, this will allow us to do a partial deserialization of data types and only implement the pieces we need to support development. It also helps us to write tests until the strongly typed implementation is completed. Next up, there's block selection logic. So this is the main focus for us right now. And the block selection logic is what we would need to decide which block to include in a collection of blocks that's received from the network. Selecting a block would involve validating the fields in the block and the proof contained in the block. So what are we doing to get this done? First, we have the block tree API. So the block tree library will help us in storing the chain and multiple forks received from other peers. Then we have chain density. So the chain density API is how the correct chain is selected in case of a long range fork. Right now, we're implementing window density functions from the spec, which later on we'll be able to use for chain selection algorithm. So far, we've implemented APIs for initializing densities, shifting window densities, and get minimum density given to 2 candidate chains. Lastly, there's the checkpointing algorithms. So the checkpointing API is how the Mina blockchain decides whether a fork in the chain is long or short. So we're also in the process of implementing this as the specs are getting updated. And this would help us decide or figure out which chain is the honest chain or the correct chain. So once we wrap up block selection logic, next up for us, which we're already discussing and planning, is block verification. So that's what we're going to jump to next. And that's it for me for this week. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing the updates this week with us, Lerna. Really appreciate it. All right, next up is Gareth Davies from Mina Explorer about his GraphQL API endpoint. The stage is all yours, Gareth.
Okay, hey everybody, I'm Gareth. I'm going to give a quick overview of the Mina Explorer GraphQL API. Can we go to the next slide? Yeah, perfect. So what is it? It's a custom archive node that works by persisting GraphQL block subscriptions from the daemon and exposing all of this historical data. What it's not is it's not a proxy to the Mina daemon GraphQL API itself. There are some really good public endpoints out there like Mina Graph. So if you just want a public proxy to the daemon GraphQL API without running your own node, use one of those. So it's used to get kind of historical data from the node. In other words, it's only going to return data from the blocks that it's actually seen. So what problem are we trying to solve? As you're probably aware, Mina ships with a GraphQL API as part of the daemon. But as Mina is a succinct blockchain, this means we don't actually have access to any of the prior history. In Mina, finality is 290 blocks. So once we get past that point, the consensus node who require this information actually drop the blocks as they're no longer needed. So the daemon GraphQL node is actually limited in only returning data from the last 290 blocks. As you're probably aware, the solution to this is actually an archive node, but the official release works in Postgres and it doesn't actually come with an API bundled. This is great if you want to write some kind of custom queries on top, but likely for an application, you either need to write your own wrapper on top of it or use some of the hosted services like Figment's Data Hub that expose an API. But what the Mina Explorer GraphQL API does is to basically provide a very similar interface via GraphQL to the block data. But instead of being limited to 290 blocks, it actually does this for the entire chain. It has a couple of other advantages over a typical archive node, in that you can actually get the full staking ledgers for every epoch and also the next epoch. You can also get the individual SNARK work, because in the archive node, these are actually grouped together as fee transfers if there are multiple in a single block. And it's also actually easier to get the canonical block information without the use of some fancy Postgres recursive queries. And then just the last one on that list is it's highly queryable. So you can write some custom queries to retrieve any data you want, basically to incorporate into your tooling pretty easily. So next slide, please. So just to quickly demonstrate this, on the left, we have the daemon GraphQL API. And on the right, we have the Mina Explorer GraphQL API. As you can see, they take a very, very similar format. And while these two queries will return the exact same data, this only works if your node is within 290 blocks of 50,697, as I have it there. So next slide, please. So what happens if it's not, you'll get from the Mina daemon API, could not find block in transition frontier from the node because it's already dropped that block. Whereas with the Mina Explorer GraphQL API, you're always going to be returning the block at that height. Next slide, please. So this slide basically shows some more of the advanced filtering in action. This query is looking for transactions past a certain amount threshold, either to or from a specified public key. I'm kind of showing this more to demonstrate how you can construct these more advanced types of queries. But you could imagine even using this, you could write a simple script that was watching, say, a known whale account or kind of a deposit address at an exchange to monitor for incoming or outgoing transactions that meet a certain threshold, say greater than whatever 100,000 Mina. Next slide. I think one more. Oh, there we go. So if you needed some more inspiration to build something, here are some projects already in the Mina ecosystem that are using this. So firstly, there are a number of pool payout scripts, which many of the delegators will have already used. They're used to calculate rewards. So these typically make use of the staking data information, as well as getting all the block winner and transaction and snark fee data from each block. The next one is similar to the earlier example I showed, but it's used to find transactions with abnormally high fees and then display them on a real-time dashboard. So this is a common mistake we've seen when delegating, is setting the fee too high and thinking that's the amount you're delegating. And this dashboard actually allows easy tracking of the block producer who got the fee. So hopefully they can actually then return that. I should note the creator of this, Sushi Validator, also has a number of other really interesting dashboards that are worth checking out. Next there, I've linked a GitHub repo that allows block producers to provably demonstrate which slots they won for an epoch after the fact, and then using the GraphQL API, it's possible to determine their performance based on the slots they actually produced, rather than basing their performance on simply winning canonical blocks, which has a large luck factor in it. This works because the GraphQL API will return data for blocks, all the blocks seen, including the non-canonical blocks. The next one is an interesting one. It's a simple bash script, but it's really useful in that it determines the median snark fee for the last 100 blocks or whatever look-back period you set it to. So this kind of simple one-liner, this can be used to set your snark fees dynamically based on all of the recent blocks seen. And then finally, I recently built a prototype exporting tool. This allows you to export all of your transactions, block production, snark work, all your history basically, into formats that are suitable for importing into popular tracking software. This is typically a pain point for many when you have thousands of, say, incoming staking rewards. And the tool here does this kind of in a format that can be simply imported with the intention, with the community support, to get many more of the most popular software supported. And then finally, last slide. Yeah, and that's everything from me. You can access the API at that link, where you'll also find a graphical GUI. So it's quite easy to get started and playing around. And I guess I look forward to seeing what you build. So cheers, thanks.
Thank you so much, Gareth. Thank you for making that available for the community. And it's amazing to see how you also shared all the other tools that the community built on top of it. Yeah, I just love it. Thank you so much. Next one up is BitCat. He built the Auro wallet for Mina's users. BitCat, are you there?
Okay.
Cool.
All right. Hi, everyone. I'm Liu Zhi from BitCat, and my Discord name is Niuniu. Yeah, Niuniu is my nickname. I'm the PM of our wallet. Let me share the recently complete works. Yeah. First, the good news is we have completed the audit, which is only the audit of the browser extension. For the Auro Wallet mobile app, we will open source it at next week. Second, the Auro Wallet App Store version has been launched. User can go to the App Store, search it. Third, we have make some user experience improvement in the Auro Wallet. For example, before many users spend high fee to execute the delegate. Now, when user make a transaction or delegation, our wallet will friendly reminder to user, tell them fees to high. Also, we wrote some staking guide in the wallet. When user want to make a delegate operation, it's very useful. Staking guide support multiple language also. Next slide, please. Next, we will focus two things and release a new version in this week. Maybe tomorrow. First, we will add an address book function to the wallet so that the user can save common address. Second, we will display the currency in the wallet, support the USD, CNY, and the RUB. Third, the Auro wallet has many Russian users, so we will support Russian. And active user has already helped us translate English to Russian. Because some format reason, we still have a lot of work to do. Next slide, please. In the end, welcome download and use our wallet, a simple and secure Mina wallet. Support Android, iPhone, Chrome, Firefox. That's all, thanks.
Thank you, Niuniu. I'm very excited about Auro as well, especially because you've just concluded the audit. Congratulations! And yeah, I think it's really convenient to have an in-browser wallet. So thank you for this work, Niuniu. All right, next up is Moody from the Mina development group. He's starting a very exciting project as well. It's called PodSNARK. The stage is yours, Moody.
Hi, everyone. Nice to meet you. I'm Moody. I'm from the Mina development group. We've been recently working on an idea called PodSNARK. It's basically going to be a podcast live on our Telegram community. We have an unofficial Mina community on Telegram, and we're going to be planning to do like a collaboration with the Mina Foundation on hosting monthly episodes on Telegram. It's going to be basically a Q&A with our host, and we're thinking about crowdsourcing the questions to the community. So we're really trying to use this PodSNARK event in a way to bridge the gap between the team and the community, in a way that we're going to the community and also giving the community the possibility to ask. And then afterwards, all of those recording will be recorded and posted on Spotify and on our YouTube channel. So Christine, can you go to the next slide, please? Thank you. These are our social channels. So we have a Telegram community and the Telegram development group as well. Usually the Telegram development group consists of people that really project and would like to help a project. So if you guys want to hop in sometime, chat, have a discussion with us, you can hop in. We also have a community-backed Twitter, a community-backed website, and our PodSNARK's YouTube channel. So it's going to be next week on the 18th, and our first guest is going to be with Even. So we hope everyone can attend the event, and thank you.
Thank you, Moody. I really like the Mina development group. It's a community group with a lot of creative and fun people. Yeah, really looking forward to what you'll do. All right. Okay, then those were all the speakers for today, and we can go to some questions. If you are one of the speakers and you have questions for others, please also ask. Feel free to make use of this opportunity. Let's see. Let's go to the Q&A text Q&A box in Zoom. So I see one question from Carlins Joseph. Is it possible to export my Chlorio wallet to Auro wallet? I already have a wallet on Chlorio and I don't want to create a new one in Auro since it will cost me 1 Mina. Yeah, would you like to chime in here, Niuniu?
Yeah, I think you can export by private key, and but you must create numerical words first, like a MetaMask, and then you can export a private key to our wallet. Also, our wallet support key store.
Got it. I hope that answers your question, Carlins. And if not, I know that there are a lot of guides out there. And I also see another community member. Is it Boston Mike? He's saying there's a Wallace channel on our Discord, and both Carbonara and BitCat, they are both very responsive there to help the users. Yeah, so I also see another question that was already answered, but might be interesting for others as well. So a member asked, how can we submit questions for the Mina PodSNARK in the first episode? And Moody shared a link here, podsnark.minacommunity.com. So I guess everyone can submit questions, right, Moody?
Yeah, basically that's the link for the questions. So if you go on it, you can pick any question you want, decide, and then submit it. And we also have an option if you want to directly ask Ivan for the question as well. So please, we're very excited to hear what kind of questions the community wants to ask.
Great, thank you, Moody. All right, does anyone else have any questions? If so, now is your chance. Okay, well, it seems that there are not that many questions during this session. All right, well, thanks everyone for attending. And thank you to the speakers for taking the time to share your updates with us. If any of you have some updates to share with the broader community, we have a sign-up form that we will post in the description on YouTube. And we also have a survey that we'd like to ask you to fill out. This survey will help us to improve these sessions and make them more valuable for everyone. All right. Thanks again, everyone, for joining, and we'll see you next time. Bye.